Ever get that feeling like you're
Yeah.
craving those aha moments, wanting to really learn something new, but without it feeling like information overload?
Totally. It's like we all want to level up our knowledge.
Exactly. That's what we're all about here on the Deep Dive. And today, we're diving into something that could actually change how you experience, well, pretty much everything.
Ooh, that sounds intense.
It can be, in the best way possible. We're talking about romanticizing your life.
I've heard that phrase floating around, especially online. What does it actually mean, though?
Right. It can sound a little vague, maybe even a bit, I don't know, Instagram perfect. But the source we're looking at today, Tam Kaur's YouTube video, really breaks it down. It's about finding those little sparks of joy and appreciation in your actual everyday life, not some fantasy version.
So it's less about changing your life and more about changing how you see it.
100%. And we're going to pull out some really practical, doable things you can actually try. We're talking self-care rituals, mindset shifts, little things you can add to your day, and even some specific activities.
I'm already intrigued. Where do we even begin with this whole romanticizing thing?
One of the best places to start, and this is something the video really emphasizes, is with those little self-care rituals you already have.
You mean like taking a shower or brushing your teeth? How do you romanticize that?
It's more about making those moments feel special, a little bit luxurious, even if you don't have a ton of time or money. The video talks about incorporating little moments of luxury. So instead of that old t-shirt you sleep in, maybe try some satin pajamas or treat yourself to a silk pillowcase.
Oh, I love that.
Right, or even just lighting a candle while you're winding down at night. It creates a completely different vibe than, say, scrolling on your phone in bed until you pass out.
Oof, I'm so guilty of that. It's not exactly a recipe for a good night's sleep.
Definitely not. And the video creator actually talks about how important our morning routine is for setting the tone for the whole day. She used to wake up feeling completely dreading the day ahead.
Oh, I know that feeling. Like the day is already weighing on you before you even get out of bed.
Exactly. But then she completely changed her routine, and it made a huge difference.
Okay, I need to hear this. What does she do?
So, first thing, she would put on some music that made her feel good. Like actually get up and dance around a bit, just be silly and goofy.
I love that. I never dance in the mornings.
You should try it. It's such a mood booster. Then she would do her skincare, get dressed, and dedicate that first hour to things she actually enjoys, like reading, watching a little TV, journaling, making a nice breakfast. And she had a strict rule. No work allowed during that hour.
Wow, I can see how that would make a difference. But I feel like I barely have time to get ready in the morning, let alone have a whole hour to myself.
I get it. She actually talks about setting her alarm a little earlier to create that space for herself. It's about making that conscious choice to prioritize a peaceful start, even if it means adjusting your schedule a bit.
That makes sense. But what about those days when you really are pressed for time? Can you still find those little moments of joy?
Absolutely. The video also talks about how we can even romanticize those everyday habits and chores, like taking care of our skin, brushing our teeth, doing our hair.
Okay, how do you make brushing your teeth romantic?
It's about adding those little extra touches that make you feel good, like using chilled spoons to help with puffy eyes in the morning,
Ooh, that's a good one. I've heard of that.
or incorporating gua sha into your skincare routine. It turns it into a little self-massage session. And for hair, she talks about doing weekly hair oiling treatments and even using rice water.
Rice water. I've never heard of that. What does it do?
She actually mentions a specific rice water product from Kitsch that she likes. Apparently, it has all these amino acids that are really good for your hair, helps with damage, split ends, even makes your hair longer and thicker.
Interesting. So it's not just about the ritual itself, but also about the products you use.
Totally. It's about being mindful and intentional, even with those everyday choices. And this particular rice water product is also in a solid bar form, so it's less plastic waste. Plus, it's free of all those harsh chemicals like parabens, silicones, and sulfates.
That's a win-win. Okay, so we've covered self-care rituals, but what about our mindset? How do we actually shift our thinking to be more romantic about life?
That's a great question. The video actually outlines 5 key mindset shifts that can make a huge difference. The first one is all about those first few moments after you wake up.
What, like before I even open my eyes?
Pretty much. The idea is to really try to stay present and dedicate those first 20 minutes or so to enjoyable activities. That could be your skincare routine, putting on some music that gets you moving, making a cup of tea, and just looking out the window.
So basically, anything but immediately reaching for my phone
Mm.
and checking emails.
Exactly. It's about resisting that urge to jump right into the to-do list and just allow yourself to ease into the day.
I can see how that would be helpful. But I'm definitely someone who likes to hit the ground running in the mornings.
I get it. It's definitely a shift. But even just 5 minutes of quiet time before you dive into everything can make a difference.
Okay, I'm willing to try it. What's the next mindset shift?
This one is my favorite. It's about constantly asking yourself, how can I make this moment as juicy as possible?
Juicy. What does that even mean?
It's about finding ways to make even the most mundane tasks more enjoyable and engaging. Like if you're reading a book, maybe light a candle, put on some jazz music, make a cup of tea. It turns it into a whole experience.
Oh, I love that. Like creating a little ritual around it?
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're spending time with friends, maybe you take some videos and make a fun little montage later with music and everything. It just adds that extra something special.
Those are good examples. I think I get it now. It's about finding those little ways to elevate the everyday.
Yes. And the video gives some really fun examples. Like if you're studying, maybe you cosplay a smart student.
Cosplay. Like dress up.
Yeah. Like imagine yourself as Spencer Hastings from Pretty Little Liars, all focused and organized with cute stationery and everything.
Uh-huh. I love that. I'm a huge Pretty Little Liars fan.
See, it makes studying a little more fun, right? Another example is even just changing your environment. Like if you're working from home, maybe take your laptop to a coffee shop and people watch for a bit.
Oh, I do that all the time. I get so much more done when I'm not at home.
It's amazing what a change of scenery can do. Okay, so the third mindset shift is all about those moments that inevitably pop up, the ones that can totally throw off your vibe.
You mean like traffic jams and long lines at the grocery store?
Exactly, those moments when you're just stuck waiting and it's easy to get frustrated. The key here is to remember that you have the power to choose how you experience those moments.
So instead of getting all stressed out about being late, I could listen to a podcast or read a book.
Exactly. You could even catch up on the deep dive. It's about turning that downtime into something productive or enjoyable.
That's actually really helpful. I never thought of it that way.
It's a game changer. Okay, the fourth mindset shift is all about finding inspiration from people you admire.
Oh, like role models.
Yeah, the video calls it picking your idols. So if you're facing a task that you're not super excited about, think about someone you admire who embodies qualities that would make that task easier or more enjoyable.
So if I'm dreading studying for an exam, I could channel my inner Rory Gilmore.
Exactly. Think about her focus, her love of learning, her cute study setup. It can make the whole experience feel a little less daunting.
I like that. It's like positive role-playing.
Totally. And the final mindset shift is all about making sure you have something to look forward to, even if it's something small.
Like planning a fun weekend activity.
It could be that, or even just something simple, like baking cookies after dinner or watching your favorite show.
It's about making sure your life isn't just all work and no play. Right?
Exactly. It gives you something to anticipate, even on those days when you're not feeling super motivated. Okay, so we've talked about self-care and mindset. Now let's move on to some specific things you can add to your daily routine to make it feel more romantic.
I'm ready for some actionable tips.
The first one is all about creating a soundtrack for your life.
Like a playlist.
Yes, but take it a step further and create different playlists for different moods and activities. Like have a playlist for when you need a confidence boost, a playlist for when you're cooking dinner, a playlist for when you're working.
I do that. I have a playlist for literally everything.
It makes such a difference, right? It's like you're setting the mood for your own personal movie.
I love that analogy. Okay, what's the next daily edition?
This one is about becoming a tourist in your own city.
What does that mean?
It means exploring your surroundings with fresh eyes. So instead of taking the same route to work every day, try a different street. Check out that cafe you've always walked past but never gone into. Explore a new park.
I like that. It's about finding adventure in the familiar.
Exactly. And don't do a ton of research beforehand. Just let yourself wander and see what you discover.
I'm going to try that this weekend.
Awesome. Okay. The third daily addition is to really, truly indulge in experiences.
Can you give me an example?
The video uses the example of going to a bookstore. It's about making it a whole event, not just a quick errand. So actually take the time to smell the books, browse through different sections, sit down and read a few pages.
Oh, I love doing that. I can get lost in a bookstore for hours.
It's the best, right? It's about slowing down and savoring the experience.
I'm all about that. What's the next one?
This one is about fashion. The video says, the way you dress determines your energy.
Ooh, I believe that. I always feel so much more confident when I put a little effort into my outfit.
Exactly. So don't save your favorite clothes just for special occasions. Wear them on a regular Tuesday. And don't be afraid to experiment with your style. Maybe try dressing like a favorite celebrity or movie character just for fun.
Like Miranda Priestley.
Yes. Channel your inner fashion icon. It's about expressing yourself and boosting your mood through what you wear.
I love that. And the final daily edition.
This one is about using Pinterest to find inspiration for those tasks that you might not be super excited about.
Ooh, Pinterest is dangerous. I can spend hours on there.
I know. But it can be a really great tool for finding creative ideas. So if you're dreading cleaning your house, maybe create a Pinterest board with images of beautifully organized spaces. Or if you're not feeling motivated to work out, create a board with workout outfits and healthy recipes.
That's a good idea. It's about finding ways to make those tasks feel more visually appealing and inspiring.
Exactly. And it's a good reminder to focus on your current life stage. So instead of pinning images of dream homes that you might not be able to afford right now, focus on finding inspiration for the space you have now.
That's a really important point. It's about finding joy in the present, not just dreaming about the future. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about self-care rituals, mindset shifts, and daily additions. What else is there?
The last thing we're going to touch on is activities. Specific things you can do to really romanticize your life.
Ooh, like a bucket list.
Kind of. The video gives a bunch of examples like waking up early to watch the sunrise, taking yourself on a solo date, having a baking day, going to a farmer's market.
Those sound amazing. I love the idea of a solo date. Where would you go?
Anywhere you want. It could be a park, a museum, a bookstore, or a fancy restaurant. It's about treating yourself to something special and enjoying your own company.
I'm definitely adding that to my list. Any other activities that stand out to you?
I love the idea of reconnecting with your inner child. So maybe dust off those old video games you used to play, or have a board game night with friends, or even build a fort in your living room.
Oh, that sounds so fun. It's about remembering those things that brought you joy as a kid.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Sometimes the simplest things are the most fun. So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but it all comes back to that core idea, finding joy in the everyday.
And it's not about waiting for some big event or achievement to be happy. It's about finding those little moments of joy right now.
Yes, and it's about being intentional about creating those moments. It's about making choices that make you feel good, even if they're small.
I think that's the biggest takeaway for me. It's about taking control of your experience and making your life feel more, well, romantic.
Exactly. So here's a final thought for you to chew on. What's one thing you can do today, right now, to add a little bit of romance to your life? It could be anything from lighting a candle while you're working to planning a solo date for this weekend. Just try it and see how it makes you feel. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.